The easiest way to describe Neuro Linguistic Programming is to describe it as the study of subjective experience. That means that whilst 50 people might attend the same event, each person will take away their own subjective experience of that event. Some will walk away having loved it, some will have been bored by it, and others yet may have hated it. NLP studies the methods by which a person can achieve the best results from any event in their life, whether that is an internal event within their mind or an external event that they have actually been a part of. The idea is that any person who can overcome challenging events, like controlling their anger, stopping addictive behavior, or convincing another person of something, through NLP, that successful experience can be broken down into specific strategies, extracted and then copied and pasted into your own methodology, so that you too can start to realize the same level of results as they did for related events. So how does NLP break down subjective experience? The clue is in its name: Neuro Linguistic Programming. Neuro. This refers to the neurological processes that allow us to make meaning of our surroundings at any given time. We experience reality of events through our 5 senses of sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Our brain has the 5% conscious side, which is logical and orderly, likes rules and processes. And then we have the unconscious part, which is 95% dominant and responsible for attaching meaning to the data brought to us through our 5 senses, by interpreting the data into emotions and beliefs. NLP techniques teach us how to use our conscious mind to communicate with and influence the way the unconscious mind attaches meaning to our events. The unconscious mind is extremely powerful. It manifests our beliefs and values, our identity. It governs all our physiological processes like blinking and breathing, sweating, and even moving. It heals our wounds when we get hurt, and it exists only to protect us from what it perceives as danger. It is constantly on guard for potential threats to our self-worth, our security, safety, our risk of being abandoned, our survival. It records memories with emotions as a way to prevent future repetition of past negative outcomes. No one taught us that the unconscious mind is massively dominant over us and that it follows our conscious instructions blindly. It cannot discriminate between what is actually happening to us from what we think is actually happening to us. So if we think that deep water is dangerous, the unconscious mind will fire off all the warning signals for us to be scared of deep water so as to keep us away from it, even if our conscious goal was to become a lifeguard. In this case, NLP would show us how to literally think differently in order to persuade the unconscious mind that we are safe by water, and then it would enable us to enjoy swimming as a lifeguard after all. So in terms of neurology, NLP allows us to open up our awareness of our unconscious, to appreciate its magnificence and respect it, and to learn how to communicate with it so that we are fully aligned when we have a goal to achieve. There won't be any internal resistance to achieving it because the unconscious mind is satisfied that it's safe to proceed to the goal, so we as a being are completely in harmony internally. How we communicate with our unconscious mind is explained in the linguistic aspect of neuro-linguistic programming. Language is universal, and it is typically the way that we represent our interpretation of what we are experiencing internally. So if we are feeling afraid internally, we might scream, for example. If we are nervous, we might stutter a bit when talking. And when we are anxious, we might talk about our worries a lot. A non-NLP person uses language reactively. They suddenly feel something, then express it in words to another person or to themselves within their own thoughts. This means that they are on the effect side of the cause and effect equation of our experiences. So their experiences happen to them. and therefore they don't have much control over them. NLP techniques completely flip this switch by showing us how language can be used to change the way we choose to respond to a situation, therefore putting us in greater control of its outcome. In fact, NLP goes so far as to teach us how to program our future reality using NLP techniques to leverage our unconscious imagination and actually create the outcome of our events before we attend them. This then vastly increases our ability to choose our subjective reality and take control of our lives entirely. It is very empowering, and for many it is actually life-changing. The NLP language patterns that we choose enable us to be in such a strong state of mind that we essentially attract what we want into our lives instead of chasing it. And so we have the programming aspect of Neuro Linguistic Programming. This is the range of strategies and techniques NLP teaches us that have been copied and pasted from experts in that chosen field. For example, someone who is excellent at public speaking, their methodology can be broken down into a detailed step-by-step model of literally how to speak publicly with confidence. And NLP techniques paste that information into your own conscience, thereby giving you the best chance of expert success in that chosen field. The possibilities are endless. NLP is fantastic for overcoming and healing from abusive relationships. It can be applied in literally every aspect of your life, from how you operate, your interpersonal skills, controlling your emotions, overruling negative beliefs, deciding what your values are, creating your purpose and goals, removing internal resistance to them, and how you engage at work, negotiating your salary, or how you choose to live your identity, how you remove nerves whilst instilling self-belief. It's just an amazing feeling to have these tools available to you upon demand. There are always some people who will say, "It's okay, I don't need NLP." And what I always say to them is, whether you realize it or not, you are already expertly using NLP methods in your life. Some of them you are expertly using for your success already, and some of them you are expertly using for repeated failure already. The question is, wouldn't you love to consciously become aware of how you are doing it so that you can execute consistently for your sustained success in any chosen aspect of your life? I know my answer. I'm a qualified master practitioner of Neuro Linguistic Programming. If you'd like to see how it can work for you, just contact me on 07549 844 539.